Notts County Talk, welcome back to another episode of the Pavis Perspective. It's a massive, massive show tonight. You might see we're 3 or 4 minutes late getting live. That's because the show's so big tonight. George noticed just as we're about to sort the giveaways, he needed to add a little bit of paint to one of the mugs. So we had to go and get his paints out, make sure they're perfect for you guys. So if you're here tonight for part of the giveaway, we'll be giving away 3 Notts County Talk special mugs. Really, we've been asked for a long time, haven't we, George, to get these out, and you finally painted them. You've got around to painting them. Oh, you're muted, mate.
Nightmare.
It's because you were painting.
Yeah, it's because I was painting. The fumes have got to me, to be honest with you. I've been grafting. We've used lead paint, which is highly toxic. So.
No, we haven't. We disclaimer, we haven't done that. We haven't even painted them ourselves, and I feel like George has really put us in a situation there where we've got to say we have not used lead paint. We have not painted them ourselves.
No, we haven't. It was a joke.
No, trying to get us absolutely done here. But no, yeah, we've got that giveaway coming up very, very shortly. If you are listening back on Spotify, drop us that 5-star review. I've had a couple of messages, people saying if they're listening back on Spotify or are listening back to the show on YouTube after we've sort of stopped being live, is there a chance for them to win? Look, we've kept that in mind. There may be opportunities later on. There may be a few opportunities for you to get a hold of these mugs, but they're not a one-off, are they? This time, we've had 18, six of each. If you've not seen their social media, I'll show you in a second. But yeah, they may be available for a few people if they want to purchase some after the show. Let us know. I know a few people have said they would like to do so. As always, we are powered by Better Bytes computers. Fantastic. Mention them all week. Kev, who runs Better Bytes, Notts County fan in Mapley, Nottingham, owns a computer shop. And if you go in, use the code Pavis Perspective, you'll get discount on either computer repairs or on refurbished computers. So definitely go and check him out. Really great guy and great computer shop as well. So big thank you for sponsoring us. Right, loads and loads and loads to talk about. We've got more injuries to discuss. Big injuries this time. We've got a defeat to Walsall, but maybe more importantly, a defeat to another side in the playoffs. We just cannot beat teams in the playoffs. We've got Ryan Colchester fan joining us around 8:00. But what do you reckon, George? It's starting to get very, very split, isn't it, around the fan base right now? More so every week.
Yeah, definitely. I think to be honest with you, I think people are just being a bit dramatic. To be honest, I think performance-wise, there's times where it hasn't been there. We're thin, aren't we? We're thin. We're missing like 4 or 5 of our best players, really. And look, against Walsall, we didn't blow anybody away, but I won't by any stretch say that we deserve to lose that game at all. I think to be honest with you, on the swing of the game, I think we probably deserve to nick it. To be honest, they get a goal from sort of nothing, don't they? Really, they're just from a straight corner, and that was it. Then they got their backs up. The fans were cheering then a little bit. It's just frustrating, really, really frustrating. And I know it sounds silly to say, but I just feel like we've been so unlucky. So unlucky. More than I can even remember. It just feels like it's not dropping for us in certain moments. Look, I understand people getting frustrated and blaming the manager. There probably is things that I agree he could have done differently that potentially could have changed the outcome of certain situations. But by no means at all am I anywhere near the camp of being Maynard out.
No, I am nowhere near that. I'm going to put that out there at the start of the video. I am nowhere near that. I think social media can be amazing, but it can also be quite dangerous. I was thinking if I'm not on social media, right, and I have no way of interacting with other fans other than chatting to mates at the game and seeing them at the game, genuinely, I'm not just Maynard out wouldn't have even crossed my mind.
Yeah, same.
I wouldn't even be entertaining it. Mm. But I think it's something on social media where you can be sort of dragged along with something. Look at where we are in the league.
Yeah.
Look, mate, performances and results not fantastic at the minute by any stretch of the imagination. Let's not sugarcoat it and say, oh, look, things are going really, really well. They're not going really well. We lost to another team in the playoffs. We couldn't break down Newport. It's not. Things aren't fantastic. But you've got to be realistic. Look how many players we've got out. You take that. I said it last week. You take that many players out any team in this league, they don't fare much better if even as good as we're doing. And it really frustrates me. I was going to type a few things out on Twitter and sort of post them. It's much easier to articulate things on here and talk through things on here. But yeah, very, very. Yeah, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. You'll see we've got a few regulars on the channel, so we've brought one along with us today. He sat in the waiting room waiting to come in. He did get the memo about wearing green hoodies, but George didn't, unfortunately, but it's all right. Jordan, you were at Warsaw, weren't you, mate?
I was, yeah.
You've sort of heard what George got to say then. You've heard what I've had to say. Well, let's just basically discuss it without really going, well, no, let's go for it. What do you reckon? What are your thoughts? You might be polar opposite to us.
Yeah, I think if some people follow me on Twitter, they'll have seen some of my thoughts. I think, Maynard out is nowhere near my thoughts either. I just think it's kind of ludicrous to think where we are in the league with the bodies we have. You can expect more than what we've done. I think I was saying to you on the way back, I think people probably need to alter expectations a little bit. I think a lot of people still have the expectations from when we start the season, and fair enough, you want to have those expectations, but the team's changed and has been impacted so much that I think you just need to take the team for what it is at the moment, and alter your expectations probably until we get to January or get those injured players back, because it's not the same team we started the season with. It's probably not a top 7 team really on paper. Yeah. You can't. I know some people will be like, oh, but we've recruited and we should have players that kind of could come in and do a job, but you can't go out there and get 2 Jodis, 2 Crowleys, 2 McGoldricks, 2 Jatters. So the players that are coming in, they're not going to be the level of what the first team or the starting 11 is going to be. It's just not going to be possible.
No team can recruit a squad that you take out 7 players, you get 7 ideal replacements, because players like Jody aren't going to sit on the bench. So of course the squad's not going to be good enough. I've seen some people saying, I don't know what you think, George. Some people saying, well, the squad's not good enough then if we can't compete. That's completely wrong in my opinion, because
you can't have a full 24 of everyone as good as everyone else, because you just aren't able to recruit like that, because they will be wanting to play. They'll be going to other top teams. So, yeah, I think I know people probably say maybe excuses and some of the stuff that I say or that other people are saying, but there is times as well where I've agreed that for Newport, for example, I was so frustrated, and it is very frustrating watching the team at the moment. I'm not denying that, but it's kind of, I came away from Newport really a bit annoyed with Maynard because we couldn't break down Newport. And then as the days went by, I thought to myself, well, that's because we are missing so many players. And we play the way we play because that's just the style we play. I think if you played any other way, it still wouldn't work. You'd still have the same players. So, and I think we're probably playing the best way for these players that we have anyway. So, yeah, I just think the only way to kind of deal with it and understand it is to alter expectations. Otherwise, you will become really annoyed and frustrated, but it's not the same team. So, yeah, I know it's not what everyone would want to hear, but I just think that there has to be some step back a bit and just think, well, look where we are. Look, we've actually competed really well to say we've had that many injuries. If you looked at Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, if they had the injuries we'd have, people would be calling an injury crisis.
Well,
like Sky Sports would be like, they're having an injury crisis. So,
look at this. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Some of the comments next have been embarrassing. With our injuries, man is doing a great job. Here we go. City lose 1 midfielder and have fallen apart.
Yeah,
people are acting like we've fallen apart. We haven't fallen apart at all. We've gone toe to toe with every team, and in some cases dominated every team we've played since our injury crisis. I can't think of one team that's dominated us.
Yeah, and I went into Warsaw with really low expectations of the team and thinking we'd get rolled over, and we actually turned up and put in a very decent performance for that team that we had to do that. I think actually deserves quite a few plaudits rather than everyone slating what happened. So I know that people probably think, well, we can't just accept what's happening, but I think it's because there was so much pressure at the start of the season and so much expectations at the start of the season that people are getting frustrated that that's slipping away, and they're taking those frustrations out on Maynard rather than looking at the bigger picture. That's my I know.
George, what are your thoughts on? I've seen this a bit. There's starting to be questions of the recruitment team.
No, I think probably one of the errors that they made was signing players that have injuries at the start of the season, because you're just a few yards behind then, aren't you? Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean that's not ideal.
So I think that's the main problem, to be honest. And I also feel like some of the players that have sort of stepped up haven't really, have come into the team, haven't really stepped up. They haven't really taken the chance, and I feel like once the players that we are missing come back and they're ready to go, they'll be straight back in the squad.
Yeah, I mean, no recruitment team gets it spot on all the time. Look at Chelsea, for example. They need to sign like 45 players a season before they get a few right. But the same recruitment team, they've signed Alex Bass, Matty Platt, Jacob Bedu. That's that recruitment team. The ones they've got. And I saw people saying they're not impressed with Nick Cerula. Must have been watching a different player to me.
Yeah.
On Tuesday night. Must have been. I thought. I don't know what you thought, Jordan. I thought he was one of the best players on the pitch for Notts.
Yeah, he was one of very little creative outlets that we have at the moment. I feel there's a lot of pressure on him to perform because we use the wing backs a lot, and it always goes to him. And the other wing back side is a bit iffy at the moment, isn't it? So yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him to perform each game and produce magic, and yeah, it's difficult for him with that expectation. But I think he's done really well. The more game time he's got, the better he's got. I think once Jones comes in and you have Jones on one side and Cerulli on the other, it's going to be a great wing-back partnership, really.
I don't think people saying, "Oh, we're not scoring," and I've started to see a few things creeping about not replacing Maka again. I think we create a lot, but the difference is when you got Jody putting a ball into the box, it hits the man every time. Yeah. We're putting balls in that are kind of hopeful and they're not the standard we're used to seeing. So Jody will put it on a plate for strikers, and it's harder to miss some of them. We just don't have that quality. Dan Crowley, we're missing him. Questioning here, do you think he's really injured? Personally, yeah. I don't think it's any conspiracy theory. It might come back to bite me in a few weeks' time, but I don't think there's any conspiracy theory. Here's a question we'll go through. George, you go for this one first then. How many points do we need with 5 more games this month to keep up with the autos or playoffs? They are, just to run through, Colchester at home, Salford away, Bradford at home, MK Dons away, Cheltenham away.
It's a tough run of games, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a difficult run of games. But I think to stay sort of around where we are, sort of pushing autos, we need to be looking for sort of 10 points, 9-10 points maybe.
Because we're falling away a bit.
We are falling away, yeah, we are.
Doncaster's win last night puts them 4 points above us now.
Mm.
What do you think, Jordan? I think minimum. I think you need 9. You've got to win the 2 home games against Bradford and Colchester, and then Salford away, not easy. Cheltenham away, not easy, and MK away is going to be absolutely. That's going to be the Aaron Demand masterclass, isn't it? Because that's what will happen.
Yeah, I think part of it is in terms of the fixtures. I've kind of not really thought about it too much because I know they're going to be difficult regardless. Thinking of how many points we're going to get, I just want to get through this period without losing as much as possible. I think I'm grateful for any points at the moment, given our squad and given our situation. So it's a bit damage control for me until we get to January. That's how I see it. So I'm not placing too much on the next fixtures because I know they'll be difficult anyway. So whatever we can do and whatever we can take, I'll be happy with at this moment in time.
Yeah, I agree. Just having to read through the comments. Plenty of people the same side as us. Fraser said, can the amount of injuries be down to bad luck? 2 in, 2 out Tuesday. Don't know. I've been thinking that. What are the injuries? Jody impact, which is nothing to do with anything, is it?
Jody was being targeted though, wasn't he? Before that, I think teams you've seen teams taking chunks out of them, right?
Yeah. But in terms of other injuries, Abbott, I would suspect was impact the way he was limping. But then Matty Platt, muscular. Curtis Edwards, muscular, I think. Connor Grant, muscular injury. Robbo, I'd assume the same.
Yeah.
We are getting a lot of injuries, and some of those not the season.
I think we've been playing the same back five a lot of the time, and I think maybe if Ness was up to speed quicker, McDonald, if he had a bit more trust in, maybe we could have rotated in games that we could have normally rotated in games, but because of injuries and that sort, I think we probably thought, let's stick to the best 11 every game to try and win every game, but it's been difficult with the injuries. So yeah, I think some of it, especially coming into this period of time in the winter, it's probably very easy to pick up a knock or something muscular. It's that kind of weather, and if you're playing it week in, week out, and the amount of games you're playing, then yeah, I feel that could be it.
Do you think there's over precaution?
As in,
I think probably the opposite.
The resting players in the Peterborough game, for example.
Just in general, like, do you know, it's difficult, isn't it, not rushing players back and, you know, building players up and stuff. But do you know when you see players after like a week or a couple of games or something like that, do you think that's like over precautionary? Because there just seems to be so many, and I'm not just talking about knots. Like from the bottom of the football pyramid to the top, it just seems like injuries are so rife, doesn't it?
Yeah,
serious injuries as well. But I mean,
I know what you mean. I feel like, I know it's probably not best for people. I feel like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people would have just played through it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm sort of trying to say, I suppose.
Yeah. But then they'd probably have earlier career. They'd probably finish the careers earlier. That many times, like many years ago, you see people play
more games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, more games.
In a short career, you're probably playing more games.
Yeah. I've got this here, and I know you were there, Jordan, as well. I stood near you, Tom, and don't you think it felt very tense and dividing the stand and the fan base? I'm not just saying this. Genuinely, I was kind of in my own bubble on Tuesday night. I didn't actually feel like it was a very toxic atmosphere. And then I think it must have been the other side of the stand. I stood to the right-hand side. There wasn't as many people around us, so I didn't really get to hear that. I spent all my time trying to walk around and actually look from behind a post, which was in the stand. I actually don't think it felt like that in the stand, but then when I went on social media after, it was clearly like that. I don't know about you, Jordan.
I was in an all right. Yeah, I was in an all right mood. I had my Pucker Balti pie, and I got a little curry sauce on top of it. I enjoyed that, and then and because I didn't go in with much expectations, I suppose that's why I didn't feel any of it because I thought we did really well. First off, we did come under a bit of pressure. We didn't really create much. Second half, we came out really well. And yeah, because I wasn't putting too much expectation on it, I think I just took it for what it was. I think the Hincher goal, I really enjoyed that finish. We took it right to the end of the game. There was some really good moments in there. Cerula's shot, like when we was behind the goal, I felt like there was quite a good atmosphere at times and a good feeling at times. I think just at the end, the result kind of probably swayed people to think it was a bit more toxic, and especially when we conceded that goal from the Bass kick out. I think before then, I think there was quite a bit of optimism at some stages.
Yeah, just before we go on to something else, I'm just gonna show you this home theme mug, black and white. Inside, black effect, black handle. Almost guaranteed to keep your drinks warm for 3 days, would you say?
Allegedly
3 days. Not this one. Have been dropped from 12-story building and not smashed. Can stir your drink for you as well. None of that's true. But if you would like to win this home mug, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes, maximum 2 or 3 minutes. Get that hashtag in the chat. Hashtag home mug. If you put it in more than one time, it won't read it more than once. Okay, it doesn't do duplicates. But if you're like that home, we're going to draw it in about 2 or 3 minutes time. Lovely, this is lovely. There we go. Starting to get in the chat. I'm going to leave that on the screen. Someone just mentioned in the chat, Chesterfield have also got 5 or 6 players out or doubtful. It's not just us.
Yeah.
But look at Chesterfield. Look at Chesterfield. Lost 3-0 against MK. Lost recently to Harrogate. Lost at home to Accrington. We're not doing much better, are we? So we're doing okay with what we've got, in my opinion. Last question for you, Jordan, and for this part of the chat, George. How close to being genuinely season defining are these injuries? And I know people have said we can't blame injuries. I'm blaming injuries because it's ridiculous. You can't not blame them. You can't. It's not like we've got fringe players out and we don't have any impact subs from the bench.
Yeah, they're all key players.
And they are more than key players, aren't they? Like I was stood in the away end at Peterborough. I said to my dad, I said, "There's 3 players on this pitch now that I think are absolutely vital: Alex Bass, Matty Platt, and George Abbott. 2 of them didn't play the next game. So how close to season defining are these injuries, and how much? Yeah. So there's the question, really. What do you reckon, George?
I'm not sure because how many games have we come on here after the weekend, after a Tuesday game or whatever, and you've been like, oh, we were so close to doing it. Like I say this all the time. Gillingham, Port Vale, now Doncaster, now you've got Walsall. We can have an injury problem, and that obviously makes things more difficult. But when you leave a game feeling like you should have got more from it, there's issues there. There's players not taking chances, and we are creating chances. It's just that final bit, isn't it? And
yeah,
that final bit for me, it's not that different. Do you know what I mean? We've got Jatta in there still. We've got McGoldrick in there still. We're missing Jody Jones, 100%. We're missing Crowley as well. But it's not like the chances aren't there. Do you know what I mean? Like for me, injuries is an issue, and we are obviously. It isn't the best 11 at the club with any stretch. But again, every team in the league will be exactly the same. They'll have at least one injury.
Yeah.
So I think it is having a big influence on the way that things are going. But I don't think it's like the main reason. There's something just not ticking.
Through Maynard, or not?
No, I don't think it is through Maynard. It's how many times in a vlog or after we said, "Oh, we just like that killer torch." Maynard can't go on and score. Well, he could if he registered, I suppose, but he's not going to, is he? I don't know, because it is frustrating. I'm not leaving a game feeling frustrated that we've been battered. I'm leaving a game feeling frustrated that why couldn't he have scored from there? Do you know what I mean? And I get that could be down to injuries, but at the same time, like, some of the chances we missed this season.
I think to put it into perspective and to kind of sum up, I am very much still behind this team, still behind the manager. I think we can do it. We someone put right at the start in the chat. I'm not able to scroll back. We just need to get behind them right now. Right, that's all we can do. Look, last season, end up in the playoffs. Their fans could have started the season dejected, thinking we're going to finish bottom. People saying like record lowest points. They haven't got that. You know, you have to get behind the team. Football now, social media is seen all the time. And if people aren't on social media, players aren't on social, they're probably told if you've seen what's on there. I think we're missing as well is because I think the players are good. I think even the players we've still got like Didzy, Jatta, Surula, Matty Palmer. But I think we're missing a different type of player on the pitch at the same time as those players. Like a Curtis Edwards, just to offer something different. Or a Crowley that offers something different. Oh, there you go.
I think we're missing an effective number 10, because we'd have Crowley there. I think the replacement so far, we'd have Crowley or we'd have Edwards there. To the first team, to the first choices, really. Yeah. You can't have them. So then you're on to your third choice, and sometimes you're playing a fourth choice. So you kind of look at that perspective in the sense that we're on our third or fourth choice player in some positions. So, and if you look at the goals and assists that Jody had by this time last year, like we're missing those. And I think the thing is, we are creating chances because we've got one of the highest XG created in the league. I know some people don't like stats and stuff, but like that shows that what Maynard is doing and what Maynard's trying to do is working in a sense, because we are creating chances. It's just that they're not being put in the back of the net. Could those chances be Could they be better and less frequent? So, like, could Jody's assists, for example, his balls into the box are probably better than, say, Gordon's balls, aren't they? So that could have a difference in terms of what the striker has to do, what Jetta has to do, how much he has to do to get his chance off, how much he has to do to create space. So, there's all those things that, like, intricacies in terms of like leading to a chance or what quality of chance it is. But I think we missed them greatly. We could have still had frustrations in games with Jones and with Crowley, but you just know that they can unlock a defence and unlock or change a game with one touch or one pass, and we don't really have that at the moment. We're having to keep sticking to our game plan and hoping that we find some form of space or that little break that goes for us, and it just doesn't seem to be going for us at the minute.
Yeah. Jordan, appreciate you coming on. We're going to chat Colchester with Ryan in a second. You're going to be at the game on Saturday?
I will be there, yeah.
Have a score prediction. Obviously, Colchester coming off the back of a heavy win. We need a win, don't we?
I'm hoping for a 2-1 Notts win, but probably a 2-2 maybe.
Fair enough. Jordan, I'll see you on Saturday, mate. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. See you both.
See you later, mate.
Nice green jumper there.
Lovely lad.
Right, should we do a giveaway?
Let's do a giveaway.
I'm excited for this. Right. There is information just before we get our Colchester fan on, a little bit of information in the description of the video. If you are picked as the winner, you have 7 days, so roughly 8 o'clock next Thursday, to claim your prize by any means of social media. Could email us, nottscountytalk@gmail.com, could be on X, Instagram, Facebook. We're on Blue Sky now as well. Just DM us and let us know, and you claim it. If it's not claimed in 7 days, we're probably going to redraw it basically at some other point. Ooh. I'm predicting someone's going to win. What are you thinking?
I think you could be right.
41 entries for the home mug. Here we go. The winner of the home mug is... Here we go. Julie has won the home mug. Congratulations. So, Julie, if you contact us on any of our social medias, then you are in with, well, you're not in with a chance. You have won the mug, and we'll get that sent to you. So, yeah, congratulations for that one. Couple more, haven't we, George? We've got a couple more this evening.
We are.
Next up, and don't get it in yet because the hashtag might be different, so don't waste the time. We've got an orange away shirt themed mug. Inside orange. Away shirt theme. That's the second one. Don't go in early with hashtag away mug because there's a massive chance that that's not the hashtag. Okay. Right, should we chat Colchester?
Let's chat Colchester.
Here we go. Ryan, how are you doing, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, not too bad. I've seen that you've been watching the episode so far. You're facing a team that are still sat in the playoffs. Can you quite believe that we're talking like that as fans?
I'll be honest, I think any Colu fans that are watching, hearing you saying about not having Dan Crowley, obviously Jody Jones, we knew obviously got an injury towards the start of the season, but not having Dan Crowley and having the injury problems I think is going to give us a lot more confidence going into this game. Obviously, last game, Tuesday night, we played Swindon, beat them 4-0. I was chatting to a couple of Swindon fans and trying to sort of come across as like a fair fan, but everything that I was saying like this player played quite well, this player as well. They were saying it doesn't matter. Like it was one-off performances. So the Swindon game, we played really, really well. So confidence is high. Like I say, hearing the injury crisis you've got and potentially some unrest towards your manager. But before coming into this, wouldn't have said that was a problem. You're sitting sixth in the league. You're sitting in the playoffs. Teams up the top, they don't have unrest with their managers because something's going right, because you're at the right part of the table. You're at the table where everyone wants to be. If you was down with us, I'd possibly go, yeah, okay, yeah, right. Your last 5 results might not have gone how you wanted them, but you're sitting in the playoff spots. So it's a little bit odd hearing that from a team up there, but so you boys watch them every week, so you know what's going on. But yeah, I think it's going to give Colchester fans a bit of confidence here in the injury problems, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can see myself, George, and Jordan that was on. We're fully back in the side, but yeah, there is a little bit of unrest. Before we go on to talk about your upturn in form, funnily enough, and I say this most weeks because I can't really believe it, the best team we've played this season was Swindon. 3 or 4 games into the season, we had to allow 2 David McGoldrick goals from very either difficult angles or outside the box to actually come away with anything. We shouldn't have even come away with a point. Just how bad were they on Tuesday?
I don't like giving the opposition teams slate and hate, but the first 3 goals they were bad. The first goal, it was a set piece to the back post. Ian Darlow headed it back, and Will Wright actually pushed Harry Smith in the back, and it hit as he went forward. It hit him and went in. So that was a bit unlucky. The second goal, their defender, I think he's about 6'2", 6'3", has the ball, turns to his keeper to pass it back to his keeper, and Jack Payne out-muscled him. And the third goal was fantastic, like a fantastic counter-attack. But the first half, they were bad. Second half, I don't know if Ian Holloway went in because they were 4-0 down, whether he went in and said, look, we'll get the goal and we're still in this. But second half, they were a lot better. We had to take shots from range to try and get them on target and try and actually get some effective play going. They were passing the ball around a lot better. And in the second half, they were the better, in my opinion, they were the better side. But yeah, it unfortunately it was bad. And I was chatting to a Swindon fan on the way back to the car, and he was saying, that's it, we're done. He doesn't see their team getting out of it. And I said, well, coming from our perspective, we've been in this situation a lot. Normally there's 2 teams that are worse than you, which at the moment looked like they were Carlisle, Morecambe, Accrington. And he literally looked at me when we've lost all 3 of them already this season. So unfortunately, the Swindon fans, I think we're in December, and I think they've already sealed their fate. So yeah. Like, being a fan of a team that's been in that position, it is a horrible position to be in. But yeah, I feel for them, if I'm honest.
What's it now for us, George? 6, 7 seasons since we got relegated.
Yeah.
Final day at Swindon, funnily enough, went down at Swindon. After I think 70 minutes in the game, we were still up. We were first safe. George, does this concern you? Colchester, 1, 2, 3, 4, unbeaten in 5 league games. But does this start concern you? Haven't conceded in 3.
Yeah, it does.
I know we scored 2 in the week, but
struggling at home, aren't we? Really?
Yeah, we are massively. How has this like turnaround in form come? Because obviously you beat Swindon 4-0 that we talk about, drew at Fleetwood, which I don't think is a bad result, win at Grimsby, which currently, as the league goes, is a very good result, and drawn with Bradford and at Barrow. So you're doing well at the minute.
Yeah, the Barrow game, it was a last minute winner. Bradford last minute equalising goal. Bradford exactly the same, last minute equaliser. The draw at Fleetwood, that should have been a win. Last minute, we had an opportunity to score. It fell to Oscar Fawn, who was possibly inside the 6-yard box. And I think he just thought, I need to hit this as hard as I could, and just sailed it over, unfortunately. The Grimsby game was a really good result because the pitch was awful. It had been chucking it down all day. And I think if it was the early kickoff, so it was at 12:30. If it wasn't the fact that it was on Sky Sports Plus, 100% it would have been called off. The ball wasn't travelling how it should be. Players would go to pass it across the pitch, and it would just get held up. But it was one of them games where you could see that after the game, the players were absolutely knackered because the pitch was just making the game so slow and so heavy. But I'll be honest, we've had a few players come back from injuries. We've changed the team up a little bit. We've changed our formation. We've started playing, in my opinion, the players that deserve to play, and have benched the players that haven't been playing well or have been playing out of position. But the one thing that all Col U fans have been wanting all season is they've been wanting it to click. And I think it has now clicked, and we are now starting to see the way the Cowleys want to play, how they want to play, and the players are well up for it. I mean, on Tuesday night, Jack Payne and Samson Davide were playing like the best football I've seen the pair of them play all season. Samson Davide, the past 3 games, he's been ones that fans really want him to be the next big money move. But there was always something about him. He would throw himself on the floor. He'd push people about. But I think the last few games, he's really grown up a lot and actually realised, you know what, I don't need to throw myself on the floor. I'm quick. I'm strong. I can push people off the ball. And like I say, on Tuesday night, the Swindon defence had no idea how to deal with him. And yeah, I think it has just finally clicked for us, which is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jack Payne. I like him as well. Were you at the game last season at your place, the 5-4?
I was, yes.
I don't want to tempt fate. You won't see Notts play like that at all. We're completely we're not the same team. We've completely revamped the defence. That was under Luke Williams. I think the first goal, our goalkeeper Aidan Stone, who's now on loan at Boston, is it, George, or someone in National League? He passed it straight to your striker to tap him from maybe 30 yards. I say tap him from 30 yards. There was no one in the goal. You ripped us apart. The only kind of way we kept pace with you was Jody Jones had a really good game for us. Obviously not playing. What can we expect from Colchester in terms of performance? Because, like I said, you're going to see a very different Notts setup. Maybe the only similarity is possession. But...
Yeah, I think formation-wise, it's probably. If it was me, I wouldn't change it from Tuesday night. I would go exact same team, exact same setup. We will press high. We will be in your face. We will not give you the time on the ball. Davide will be hard in the challenges. We've got a young lad called Jamie McDonnell who we've got on loan from Nottingham Forest. He will. I don't know how he does it. We have Alex Woodyard that does it as well, but he'll go into a challenge. It will look like a leg breaker. It'll sound like a leg breaker, but he'll win the ball, and it'll be an amazing challenge. He done, I think it was about 4 or 5 in a row against Swindon, where he literally just threw himself into the challenges, won the ball every single time, and he's come into the team and he's been incredible. But we'll be in your face. We'll have Owara Edwards hopefully out on the wing, who will supply us the pace and the sort of agility on that side. We'll hopefully have Jack Payne playing in a sort of free role behind Davide. Davide, he doesn't care if he's got Derek from Sunday League in front of him or Virgil van Dijk. He'll sprint into him and give him everything that he can. Probably get booked for it because it's Davide. He'll get on your fans' nerves because he'll dive, and your fans will get on his back, but it seems like that's feeding him at the moment. So I probably wouldn't get on his back too much because he might use it and then score a goal. But yeah. I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to it because like I say, the last time you played us at our place, it was the 5-4. So it was an amazing game. Then we came to you and you beat us 1-0. We haven't won at your place, I think, since 2002. So hopefully we can break that duck. But like you, we're a totally different team to what we were last season. I think last year the 5-4 was under Ben Garner. A lot of the players that are in that team have moved on. We've just got some more credible players in. So I'll be honest, I'm hoping it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah. Before we let you go, Ryan, you've been a great guest. We've had some really good guests this season across League Two. You've been a really good guest. What's your score prediction?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to agree with Jordan. I think it's going to be a 2-2. I think I think your team is, yes, you've got obviously the injury crisis that you've got. You've still got some very good players. If you've got McGoldrick and Jatta up front together, they're both players that know how to score goals. We've got Taylor and Davide that are sort of similar. So I think if we're playing them together, you're playing your two together, I think that's where the goals are going to come from. And yeah, I think a 2-2, I'd love to win. But I think if I'm being sensible, I think 2-2 is the right decision.
Yeah, nice one. Are you making your way up to Nottingham?
I am, yes. We are. Yeah. We're doing one of the parking rides and then coming in to the train, unless you know of a better place to go. But we're going to do one of the parking rides, then to the train station, and then come down. Yeah,
George is a man for parking, but it's getting tough around the ground, isn't it? It used to be easy in the National League days. Easy to get where you want 5 minutes before kickoff. But yeah, no, Ryan, safe travels to Nottingham. Hopefully enjoy the game. Obviously not too much, but yeah, great to have you on, and hopefully get you back on next time we play you at your place.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And that brings us now to, I told you not to put #AwayMug in because some of you would have already been able to get it in. So there we go. #AwayMug. Get that one in. What's your favourite, George, out of the three? Look at that. Look at that. How do you do that with your feet?
You can't beat the classic, I don't think.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Classic's nice. I just want to address something here that's quite upsetting. Come on, boys, take note from Ryan. Colours nailed to the mast. You just look like you're broken into IKEA and are streaming from one of those fake bedroom setups. I'll have you know, my wife has done the interior design of this house, and I'll be putting her in contact with you because that's really upset her. She doesn't watch the show, so there's no way of her knowing unless I tell her. But be rest assured, Milkman, I'll be letting her know. Who designed yours, George?
What, my house?
Yeah.
Interior
design. You're in Woolton Park, like Woolton Manor, aren't you?
Yeah, it's actually Henry VIII.
No way. No.
Yeah.
No way. No.
I'm not lying. It's true.
No. Next week, in Sharpie, I'm gonna put I'm just gonna write Notts County on the wall. That will go down an absolute treat in my house.
What would you like to see? Would you like to see scarves?
Scarves?
I'm redesigning my whole house.
It's got to be black and white striped.
Right.
My neighbours completely didn't read the situation. I got a face tattoo of a magpie. That'd be like, oh.
What would you do if next week we're on here and we've both got black and white wallpaper everywhere?
Don't know. I'm gonna have for the next week's episode. I'm gonna have a painter and decorator painting the back of the wall black and white during the episode. Just never allowed to speak or.
What's his name?
Hey,
what's his name?
Jordan.
All right. Oh dear.
Yeah, he'll be there. So yeah, #AwayMug. Something I want to mention there. We've just mentioned that Colchester have signed a player on loan from Forest, doing really well. I spoke to Jordan about this on Tuesday. Surely there's got to be options, short-term loans or not. I know we've got Abbott in for someone from a local side, not the red one, maybe the red one. Derby, Leicester, loanees that you think would be quite easy to bring in.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't seem to do that, do we?
We don't. It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Strange. It is quite strange. Right. I'd be interested to have a big debate on that one. Let's go for a giveaway. 48 entries for the away mug. Remember, it is that lovely orange design. We actually had them, genuinely, I know we joke a lot here, we had them colour matched to the exact kits, didn't we? So they are the exact colour of the kits, which we've done. So, yeah, entries keep going up. Okay, let's go for it. Let's see. Nervous. 51 entries for the away mug. That is fantastic. Let's go for it. What if Julie wins again? She can win again. There's no rules against it.
That's amazing.
There's no rules against it. Oh, I thought it was Adam then. I thought it was Adam. YO Venoms is on quite a few of our videos, I believe. So if you get in contact with us in the next 7 days, and social media, as I've said, notskytalk@gmail.com, X, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, get at us and we'll get it sent to you. And as I've already said on our last giveaway with the home mug about 25 minutes ago, if it's not claimed in 7 days, then we will put them back on. But yeah, there we go. Home, away, third. Look at that one. That one is a bit of, that one's special. Look at that one. Wowzers. That one actually levitates.
It does.
Yeah, this
it
one
pours
levitates
itself into your mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. There we go. Our third one. That is the final giveaway of this episode. Okay. But do not put hashtag third mug because it might not be that. Might not be that. Okay. It is a nice bit of lilac, Phil says. Is the third mug limited edition like the kit? I'll be honest with you, there's been 6 made, and this is one of them. So technically limited edition, but they're all limited edition. Let us know as well if you would like to purchase any of the 3 of them. Obviously, there'll be 5 left of each after this. We'll see how they go. But yeah, we've had a lot of people asking for the mug, so we thought we would get a few out there. More details on how to get those will be given very, very shortly as well. So we go to Colchester. I don't think there's too much more to say. We've delved a lot into things this episode. We've delved into injuries, delved into Maynard, not beating teams in that, top 7. Apart from ourselves, we've talked about Colchester. We had a fantastic guest on, giving us a lot of insight. We're playing a team on the up. How important is this game, George? For me, I can't imagine walking away with a loss. Not in terms of, I think we're going to win, but I can't imagine it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, we've just gone two games on the bounce, haven't we, with defeats?
Yeah.
We need to bounce back. It's a must, I keep talking about these fine margins in games where you feel like we've come away. We can't keep doing that. We need to start winning and scoring. Scoring our chances, taking our chances. Like Jordan was saying, our XG is relatively high for most games, which signifies really that the way that the team are being coached, is partially correct, isn't it? The coaches can only do so much for those positions to sort of happen and be guided into those positions. So, yeah, it's huge, mate. It's huge. We need to win.
I always say as well, I always say things like, you want to win and you want to win convincingly. But I would take a scrappy win in this one just to get us back on track. You have to get there. I know myself, George and Jordan today have been very much on the side of, we're massively Maynard in or massively well Maynard in. We don't agree with some of the comments. But let's rest assured, if Notts were to lose against Colchester, and we're not blindly following the club and the manager, and Notts were to lose against Salford, and let's say didn't win against Bradford, and then you go to MK, then I would be sat here questioning things. And so we're not just blindly following them. We have in mind, we all have sort of our tolerance levels, don't we? Of what we and expectations of what we expect. But we really, really, really need a win. We really need a win. So, yeah, let's have a look. Gaza says, fear for sanity if we lose. Bedsheets will be out of the Bradford game. Toxicity incoming. Adam says, massive game, must win. Plus, we are bringing 7 extra potential prizes in honour of my son's birthday. That is massive, to be fair. Getting the young players in. Do you remember they did that one against Yeovil, George, and it ended 0-0?
Yeah, that was awful.
Huge attendance. Yeah. Get hashtag third mug in. How can we beat 50 entries? We've got 29 entries at the minute, 31 entries now for the third mug. Should we go for our lineup then? Because I feel like it's very hard to, very, very hard to call.
Yeah, it is hard to call. There's murmurs of certain players being back as well, isn't there? I seen someone putting in the chat earlier on, I can't remember who it was now, then 90% sure that Crowley will be playing on Saturday or be ready to play on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be massive. Massive.
But obviously Bass in goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Vedu.
Ness was really good, but you don't have him over Platt.
Pardon?
Ness was really good against Walsall, I think, but you don't have him over Platt.
No way. Obviously, Platt and Bedu. I do like Ness, to be honest with you.
But has Lewis McCarry done much wrong? But
not really. I don't know. I'm going to say Ness. I'm going to say Ness over McCarry.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go McCarry. At least one of us should have it covered. Q McDonald starting. 46 entries for the third mug. Wing backs then, mate. It's absolutely damning that Gordon was picked behind Cisse. That is really, really saying something.
He's dropped some stinkers though, hasn't he? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, the only way out of that situation is if Gordon was carrying a knock and wasn't 100% fit, because there's no way you go away to Walsall and start Cisse over Gordon unless you really, really, really don't fancy Gordon. Because I was amazed to see it. So, but I'm going to go Cerula, and I'm going at home. I'm genuinely. I don't think this will happen, but I'm going to go Cisse. I don't think it will happen though. I actually think it could be Sam Austin with if plays are back. So I'm going Sam Austin and Cerula.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't. For me, Gordon, no, he shouldn't be starting. I think we probably just need a little bit of experience with the players that we have missing. So I'm going to say Austin as well.
Yeah. So then midfield, please say George Abbott's back and Matty Palmer. That takes us to 8. And then I'm going to be extremely, extremely optimistic. And I'm going to say Dan Crowley, David McGoldrick, and Jatta.
Yeah.
I think a few people chatting here about Chickson. Ewan says Chickson loan looking to be a mistake, to be honest. I'm not going to disagree. Chickson would be putting in a 6 out of 10 performance every week. He wouldn't attack for you.
I've never even thought about that. That's such a good point.
He'd defend, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But then football, you'd be saying, well, we've got Chickson playing. No wonder we can't create chances. But I don't know. I think it's a tricky one. It's a very tricky one. Right, before score predictions, we'll do the final giveaway. 49 entries. Can we get one more entry before the giveaway? Get it to 50 entries. I wouldn't bring my rice back, personally. I think just leave him be. I think. George gets in the 50th entry. So we'll do this. Final one. Lovely lilac, purple, whatever you call it. Third mug. Personally, my favourite. You like the home, don't you, George?
I like the home, yeah.
Personally, my favourite. But let's go for it. Final one of the episode. Really appreciate everyone that's got involved in this. As I've said, if you would like to get any of these after the show, there'll be 5 left of each. So just let us know, and details will be given up very, very shortly. So let's see who we've got a winner. We've had a winner for the home, winner for the away. Here we go. Could be a double winner. Oh, TD loves trains. Regular viewer as well, regular commenter on the channel as well. So congratulations. I believe you're on social media if I've seen you around. So just, get a message into us and we will sort that out for you. 5 left of each mug. Apologies if you're not watching live, but there may be opportunities in the future as well. Congratulations on that. Right then. Score prediction. I'm just going to go straight for it. I think we need to do a 3-2. I think we need goals.
I'm going to go for a 2-1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Colin says, I'll buy a mug. yeah, let us know. Messages, Colin, on one of our socials. Sorry, go again. What do you say? 2-1.
I said 2-1. Yeah.
2-1. I'm going to go 3-2. We have to win. I can't imagine walking out of Meadow Lane without a win, but I can't imagine walking out of the defeat either. We're playing a side in form. I don't mind that. You know, I've always said that. I don't mind playing sides. They've got to lose at some point, and they're sort of 5 without a loss. So, big one. We've got a 2-1. We've got a 3-1. We've got 2-1 from Venoms, who has won the away mug. We've got 4-1 from a channel member, Mackie Horizon. Your computer's trying to enter the giveaway.
Is that mine? Can you hear it?
Yeah. Trying to enter the giveaway. They're finished. No 4th mug. 3-1 Narts. We couldn't have a goalkeeper mug, couldn't we? 0-0. Oh, don't, Shane. Don't. Hartley Hare says 2-1. We've got a 3-1. We've got a 2-1 there. We've got 1-0, 0-0, 4-0. We've got 2-1. Don't do this, guys. 4-4, 2-0. Obviously, the Desmond. Jason says, not just saying to be negative, but he thinks 1-0 Colchester. Oh, my goodness. Imagine that. 3-1 Knots, 4-1 Chicks and Hat-Trick and Jatta. Hashtag 3-1 Knots win and 3-1 they score first. Very, very final thing before we finish. Hour-long episode tonight, but it's been a good one. Well, I've enjoyed it anyway. You've actually listened to myself and George. So, will the game be on?
Yeah.
Have you seen it on Saturday?
Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Games play it on the floor, isn't it? Games play the ball on the floor. So, there we go. As I've already said, massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in this evening. Please do subscribe to the channel. Let us know if you would like to purchase one of the mugs. Congratulations to the winners. Drop us a message and we'll get that sorted. If you haven't already, please drop a like on the video, comment anything else you can think of. Safe travels to the game wherever you're coming from on Saturday. And as always, subscribe to the channel.